Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. So in this video, we're going to actually go over one of the best combat methods to train, and we're actually going to go over killing the walkers, leeches, and guardians in the abyss. So this is one of the best methods to have pure AFK combat XP, and it's been something like people have been doing for a long time. Now recently, because of some changes and some price rises, this has got to be very good profit again. Now it was very good profit a couple of months ago, and that was just down to the prices of ashes. And you could actually make some decent profit at the abyss just with ashes. And ashes are on a little bit of a rise. They are sort of pushing 2.5 to 3k again, so ashes are going to bring us a little bit more profit. But there's actually another drop which the abyssal creatures do drop, which can make us even more money than what the ashes were. But what I'm going to be doing in terms of the info, I'll just talk you through that, and then we'll talk through when we're doing the combat as well. So really for the abyss, you want to be doing stuff which is AoE. AoE is for the best damage, best XP as well. Now, I'm going to take Necromancy because I do have sort of an AoE bar. It's not brilliant. I will always put that out. It's not brilliant, but it'll be good enough to be doing what I want to do anyway. However, I'd probably say melee would be best with Scythe. Again, in terms of an invo, just your standard Excalibur, Bunyip, Overloads, Poison if you want to, and Aggression Potions as well. Aggression Potions, just because they do lose aggression after a little period of time. And it just makes sure it's a full AFK for you as well for those 6 minutes. Now, one thing which I've brought with my invo, again, whatever invo you want to do, which is really important, is the Tomb of 2. Now this will bank your ashes when you auto loot them. So you don't need to note paper them, you don't need to do anything. The note paper is for something else. And that something else is just go to your charm imp as well and make sure that if you go on the settings, it is not destroying the abyssal charms. So this is what we're after. Abyssal charms and ashes will make this very profitable. So just for the test subject, I'm just going to make sure I have no ashes in the bank. So we've got 476, so I'll write that down, 476, and then let's go. And again, like, this is by far not a optimal setup. I'm just going to clean it a little bit as well. The more space in your invo, the more AFK it'll be, basically. Actually, I'm only going to go for an hour. So if you don't know how to get to the Abyss, you do have to do the Abyss minigame, but again, it's like a 5-minute mini quest, so it really won't take you long to get there. I'm teleporting to Edgeville. Always make sure with the PvP options you have opted out, so you don't have a skull and don't have a risk. Don't get me wrong, the chances of you dying are very small, but you never know. Now the Abyss can be crowded, so there could be a chance you need to hop. With how spawns are and how world populations are, as long as you're not on like a massively high pop world, I doubt you will struggle at points as well. So here we are, basically if you can run around and just lure a couple to you, again your aggression potion will help, and then that is basically it. So what I do is use some penance powder, and what you want to have on is your area loop. So the charming imp, because it's got auto linked, and there you go, charms just stroll in. Now the reason why these are important, and again the city of Tomb there is just automatically banked all those ashes, is that these are used to make abyssal titan pouches. And abyssal titan pouches currently on the Grand Exchange buy for 19k. And don't get me wrong, you're probably going to spend the best part of 4 to 5k in shards to make the pouches. That's very high margin for something as easy as picking up some charms, which with your charming imp will automatically come into your invo. So this is weird now that the Abyss now has 2 forms of money making methods by just AFK in combat. Now don't get me wrong, it might not be a full AFK because you will have to come and eventually loot. And you do need to be quite sensible with your invo as well. You do need to make sure you've got space for your charming imp to be able to loot the abyssal charms. Now, something the wiki has said is that the abyssal charms actually work with familiarization. So, familiarization is a mini game you can play once a week where you can get triple charm jobs, and it actually works for the abyssal charms. And that just means you'll be able to get the charms at an even quicker rate and even more profit per hour as well. So I found this method weirdly actually. I am going to be doing some runecrafting videos, because runecrafting is still by far one of, well, the best skilling money making method in the game. And I actually went to go and try and buy some abyssal pouches because they're worthwhile having because of the essence they can carry. And they didn't buy for 15k, so I have price checked them at 19k each. And to make an abyssal titan pouch, you actually need 113 shards. So in terms of like your pouches and your shards, you're only going to be paying 2.8k. 2.8k, which then sort of puts these charms at like 16 to 17,000 coins each. And as you can see, I'm not struggling to do anything. I'm literally just AFKing. In terms of a lower level, if you are struggling, I would definitely suggest using Vampirism. Vampirism will quite easily get you through this, no real issues. Now, the only problem with this is that you do need level 93 summoning to make an Abyssal Titan pouch. Now, I haven't checked for lower tiers of familiars, but they could also respond the same with prices. because the charms are going to be expensive, I think those pouches will be expensive as well. But it's a strange old world. Like, people would quite happily do 200 mil combat stats here because it was so AFK and so chill. And now it actually makes considerable profit with 2 drops, which no one really cared about. So the Abyssal Titan wasn't a high costed familiar, but now because of the runecrafting updates, because runecrafting's been streamlined and it's a bit easier, people now want to runecraft, which means the demand for the Titan has gone up. And Ashes have just made the biggest claim for 2023, our biggest price rise. They're just mad. They're worth nothing until August, and then ever since they've been absolute through the roof. Now, familiarization would be a really good use of Abyssal Charms, especially if you're not considering the Summon XP or you're not after the Summon XP. You will make 3 times your profit of what I'm going to make in this hour because you'll be getting 3 times the charms. Now, it will be less AFK because you're going to be having to note so many charms as well. And that's why I say, like, have as open of an info as you can, because it just gives you more space to be able to take stuff up. Now, occasionally, you will have to maneuver around if you do run out of, like, spaces. It is normally better to have them on a corner, but you can just sort of rotate round the Abyss just to get, like, a new bunch of monsters to kill. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go do this full trip of Overloads and Aggression Potions. I'm pretty much going to just AFK away, do a little bit of Necromancy XP. I mean, like, all these videos lately, just detailing what I've been doing for Necromancy has been great because I've just been able to get quite a bit of XP lately and getting really close to the next level. So that is always good and it's always a bonus. So I'm going to go and basically AFK away, make myself a decent stack of these Abyssal Charms, and then I can go make some pouches later on. You might have to do them slightly different to normal because you can't force them through Tav Shop because you can't sell them. So it's definitely going to be either a kayak method or probably the Elf City and just use them there. A few things to come back with is, one, this method is not AFK. Not AFK at all if you're going to go and get the Ashes. So because the Ashes drop so often, you're constantly like trying to loot the Ashes and keep on top of your invo management as well to make sure you get the Abyssal Charms. Now, in that hour, I got 970 Abyssal Charms. And it only sort of realised afterwards that I didn't have any conjures either. So that was just pure necromancy, no conjures. Other noticeable things as well is, to make an Abyssal Titan pouch, you're going to need green charms. And I've picked up 388 green charms while getting all these Abyssal Charms as well. So that's pretty good. You get a decent chunk there. You will rack up a little bit of money with the Pure Essence and the Binding Necklaces as well. But yeah, nowhere near as AFK. Now, if you wanted to ignore the Ashes and just go after the Abyssal Charms, then that could be more AFK. Definitely more AFK if you're not focusing on getting the Ashes as well. But we'll see just how much the Ashes brought in terms of profit. But like we said before, familiarization works on the Abyssal Charms, so you could get up to, I feel pretty confident to say you could get 3,000 charms per hour with familiarization. And if you had the conjures, you'd probably go over 1,000 as well, so that's pretty nice. So we started with 476 Ashes. I'm really interested to see like how many we got because I worked. Yeah, I thought it'd be something high. Now don't get me wrong, the Tomb of was brilliant. Just banked all the Ashes, but we had to pick up quite a bit. So yeah, 2.1k in Ashes, 1,000 charms, that is crazy. So just from Ashes and Pure Essence, 4.5 mil there. Now what I'm going to do, my visor webs have finally bought as well. I'm going to throw these in the Grand Exchange because these will sell for more yet. Pure Essence. So we'll ignore the binding necklaces. So what I'm going to go and do, I'm going to go and set up and make a couple of invos of these Abyssal Titans. I'm going to make enough just to sell like one invo to show you guys that look, they do sell and they are worth doing. And then we'll look at some other stuff as well and just basically work out some profitability stuff. So I need to buy some shards. But yeah, it was more intense than what I was thinking about, like how much I had to interact and loot and stuff. But if you did it well and you timed it well, you could just loot all with the Ashes. They all banked and then you had a full invo and you can note straight away. But one thing I did find which really made a decent impact is after a while, they do lose aggression, the Abyssal creatures. So if you continually move between 2 spots, I found that was better for overall charms. The start of the trip, we really didn't get a lot because I think I just stayed there a bit too long. And then when I started to move between spots, that's when it really started to ramp up that we were going to make some decent money. So the Abyssal pouch is going to use 113 shards. Yeah, 2.7k. The note paper is going to be 500 GP, so that's 3.2. So 3.2k to make this pouch. We need to go to... Right, to set your info up, you just need some pouches, which hopefully I've got pouches. Yes. So we just need some green charms. And this could be a good thing to use green charms for, because I never know what to use mine for. And then we're just going to use all the abyssal charms. Now, because you can't sell them to the shop, you can't do them at Tav, so you can't do them like mega quick. But to be fair, like doing them here, it won't be too bad. So just for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do all of them. I'm just going to make 2 invos. One for my runecrafting needs, and then one for selling on the Grand Exchange. Really curious to see what sort of profit we make actually as well. What we can do, I think, looking at the previous option as well. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same for the other 2. But an Abyssal Lurker is 6k. So the Abyssal Lurker at level 62 something is 6k, and the Parasite is 4.7 at level 54. So what I'll do, I'm going to make one of each. And hopefully we can see if this works for low level. Because the Abyss will be a great way to train your combat stats as well. So make those pouches. Right, let's go to the Max Guild. Change. So, throw that in. I do need to clean my Grand Exchange out, I do know. The Rings of Wealth still haven't fully sold for that 21k, but we did manage to sell 7, which, you know, they did go. So, the Pure Essence 230k. The Ashes 5.3 mil. So that's 5.5k without any pouches as well. So the Parasite's going to go for a price of... It isn't. Right, brilliant. And the Lurker is going to go for a price of... It didn't. Brilliant. So luckily, I have tested the price margin for the Abyssal Titan. So 19.8k is how much it said it was going to be. 19,789. So if we were to do 970 of those, it's 18.8 mil per hour. If we were going to take 16,500, let's say we just take out profits, that's 15.6 mil profit plus 5.5 mil. So let's just say that's 21 mil per hour profit. Now, the thing is as well, this doesn't include the time it's going to take to make the familiars. So to make the pouches as well, you're probably looking like the best part of another 30 minutes. So you probably need to take a third off that, so you're more like 14, 15 mil. But for the training XP as well, that is, yeah, pretty mad. So because they are majorly over the Grand Exchange price, they are going to take a little bit of a while to sell. But as always, I'll drop a note in the comments when this video is uploaded to say, look, this is how much they did sell for as well. I'm going to go and do some runecrafting now, because that's what I actually went to go and get the pouches for. Yeah, even if they don't go for that price and you sell them for something like 15k, using the Abyss actually makes you massive profit. Now, if you did it without the Ashes and you just did it full AFK and went after the charms, you will make less, but it's still huge profit either way. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.